Yo ho ho, Don Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. And ladies and gentlemen, for the second straight year, the Buffalo Bills are sitting at 6-2, right at the midway mark during the 2020 season. Now, first off, ladies and gentlemen, let's just go on ahead and be thankful that we have made it this far. I can't tell you how many pessimistic little bitches were saying that we'd barely make it through week 4 or week 6. And right on top of that, the Buffalo Bills are on top of the division, and it doesn't really seem like we have much of a threatening that number one spot, let's be honest with you. I mean, maybe the Dolphins, right? But I mean, I highly doubt that. I think that this is our division, and it's clearly made that way. So yeah, Don Mafia. Right as you guys know, we did just end up defeating the New England Patriots. Sweet revenge to help us get to that 6-2 record. So we are going to be giving our weekly grades of exactly how I thought the Buffalo Bills offense performed, how their defense performed, and how their special teams performed. And I'm really excited to dive into that. Before I do, I need to remind everyone that I am giving away either a PS5 or an Xbox Series X the second that I reach 10,000 subscribers. In order to enter, you need to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel. You need to like this video, leave a comment, screenshot that, and then DM me on Instagram showing proof. That way, I will go on ahead and I'll know each and every single person that has entered the contest, and then on the day that I hit 10,000 subscribers, I will go on ahead and pick a random number out of a hat, and then that will be the winner. So do not miss out on this opportunity. It's gonna be pretty lit. So yeah, Dumb Mafia. I mean, there was definitely, right, some mixed emotions when it came down to this game. I mean, some people were just happy that we ended up getting the dub, and some people were, per usual, super pessimistic. I just so happened to be the former. Really going into it, guys, you need to understand, when you play a divisional opponent, a team that prepares for you twice a year, every single year, the game is going to be tight. So I frankly was completely fine with the way that we won that game. Now, granted, it did require some last-second heroics by Justin Zimmer. We'll get there while we get into our grades. But all in all, I'm just happy that the Buffalo Bills got past this divisional opponent, and now we're going to sort of have a pretty long stretch before we end up facing a divisional again. So this is something we should all be excited about. Starting off with our offense, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, going into it, and you can even watch my preview video, there was absolutely no way that we were about to see the Buffalo Bills passing attack on full display that Sunday. Now listen, those conditions in Buffalo were absolutely insane. For those of you who live there, you can most likely back that up. I mean, wind gusts of 30, 40 miles an hour, pouring rain. The only way the Buffalo Bills were going to win this game was by running the damn ball, and holy fuck, finally, we demonstrated that we could do that, and that's exactly what we did do. Now, as far as Josh Allen is concerned, he did end up having that super shitty interception. It goes off to be proved that it was actually Stephon Diggs' fault. You can go back and sort of see the conversation that he was having with Josh Allen on the sidelines. He was patting his chest on him, being like, hey man, that was a miscommunication on my end. But really, at the end of the day, I mean, you hate to see that. Josh only ended up throwing the ball, I believe it was 18 times. He completed about 11 passes. And in order for him to be able to do that, I mean, pretty solid. I mean, still over 60%. I mean, there was no flash plays, no touchdown passes, obviously. He did run one in, which was nice. But like I said, the reason we won that game was just because of our run game. And a lot of it had to do with our dude, Zach Moss, the rookie, finally coming off of his toe injury. He looked the most comfortable in a Bills uniform that I have seen him look this entire damn season. I mean, those 2 touchdowns were absolutely stupendous. I mean, he was that bowling ball, right? I mean, he was like breaking tackles left and right, making solid plays, of course, with the help of John Feliciano, legitimately dragging my dude into the end zone. The Buffalo Bills offense got it done. They really did. Going into it, that was their game plan. They just had to go on ahead, and they needed to, for the first time all season, show that they have a decent run game, and that's exactly what ended up winning us that game. So really, at the end of the day, I'm going to have to give the Buffalo Bills offense, I mean, including the weather conditions and the overall game plan. As far as them living up to the game plan and executing on their game plan, I'm going to have to give the Buffalo Bills offense a B-. And for God's sakes, let's go on ahead and hope that Buffalo has like no wind next week, sunny, clear skies, so we can see that pass game again, because there's nothing I want more than to shut those pessimistic fans' mouths up. Please, football gods, give us some solid weather. But yeah, like I said, B-, Buffalo Bills offense. So now it comes down to our defense. Now, first off, let's go on ahead and let's address the elephant in the room. Justin Zimmer, say for example that I was going on ahead and I was just giving you a grade. Dude, A, fantastic. You are the reason that the Buffalo Bills are 6-2. That punch from Cam Newton going into it was completely a game changer. We owe you that. And we should probably throw you a fucking parade, to be honest with you. Fun fact, he was also the one that almost got that fumble by Clyde Edwards-Helaire during the Chiefs game. I mean, this guy honestly has proven his keep, and I'm so glad that we signed him to the 53-man roster. But now it comes down to the rest of our defense, right? So the first half actually looked pretty good, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that we only ended up holding the Patriots to, what was it? I mean, like 30, 40 yards on the ground during the first half. But then, practically like magic, the second half comes in and we almost took a back step, right? And so we almost took a back step adjustment and the Patriots started completely running the ball all over us. And then, of course, that last drive down the field, which was saved by the last-minute heroics of our dude, Justin Zimmer. I mean, listen, guys, at the end of the day, it's really hard for us to see whether or not that our secondary is still at the same caliber that it was in 2019, because our run defense has been struggling so tremendously. I did like the pressure that we were showing on Cam Newton. That was always nice. We were keeping him in the pocket for the most part. He did give a couple of runs out, but I mean, it's the same story with this defense, guys. The same struggles that we have seen this entire year. Just the Buffalo Bills are having a really hard time stopping the run, and that's going to be something that a lot of teams are going to be trying to mimic, right? I mean, next week we have the Seattle Seahawks. Let's be honest with ourselves. They have normally a pretty solid run game. It looks like Chris Carson. It looks like Carlos Hyde is even going to be out. So, I mean, we're probably not going to see their number 1 or number 2 running back going into it, but I mean, we've seen rookies gash us before, like that Rams game during the second half. We've seen Clyde Edwards-Helaire completely gash us. So I'm really interested to see what the Seahawks game plan is going to be against this Buffalo Bills defense. I would run the ball, personally. And so as far as a grade for this Buffalo Bills defense against the New England Patriots, I'm going to have to give it a C-. I mean, like, we legitimately still need to work on us being able to stop the run. That is the only way that we're going to be able to unlock our secondary from 2019. I'm really hoping that Milano gets healthy. I'm like hoping that one day Edmonds just wakes up and his shoulder is like completely brand new. He's ready to go. I mean, these injuries have just been absolutely plaguing us, guys. They really, really have. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that the Buffalo Bills won, baby. We're 6-2, and now we're welcoming the Seahawks, a very scary opponent, coming in to Bill Stadium. And be on the lookout for a bunch of content later this week as far as previews. I'm going to have my regular preview video dropping tomorrow, and then I'm going to be having my Fan v Fan live stream on Friday night with a couple of Seahawks YouTubers and one other Bills YouTuber as well. So you don't want to miss out on that. Dom Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. Don't forget to enter my contest and have the possibility of winning an Xbox Series X or a PS5. And before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffalo.